Hello everybody and welcome back to Firefield Junction. Today we're going to be doing a sound fitting video. So we're going to be fitting sounds to this Bachmann Class 66 here. We're going to be fitting it with Jamie Goodman sound. I haven't tried Jamie Goodman sound before, but I have heard lots of good things about it. I have heard some locos fitted with it. It does sound very, very good. So that's what we're going to be doing today. Now this is the old style Bachmann 66. But it's the 21 pin chassis. So obviously Bachmann did a few. Obviously you can get a few different variations of 66 out there by Bachmann. Obviously you can get the older versions which are 8 pin, and they also have less pickups on the bogies. And then you can get the older style 21 pin, which is obviously what we got here, and that's obviously 21 pin, but it's obviously got all-wheel pickup. But obviously some of the wiring's a bit different. I think the circuit board might be a bit different as well. And obviously the latest version, we've got the newest style 21 pin version, which is obviously what we're used to today. But this is the old style 21 pin version. So I've got obviously the 21 pin style chip to go in it. Obviously it's got a standard cube speaker as standard soldered to the chip. However, I am going to be upgrading it with a double iPhone speaker from Roads and Rails, because I think this will sound really good with the chip. But obviously the first thing we need to do before we can do anything is to get the body off. So I'll do that and I come back once the body's been removed from the loco. Okay, and there we are, the body's been removed. Obviously it's the usual 4 screws, although for some reason there was only 1 screw holding the body on. So that's obviously how many screws I'd either put back into the loco last time I took the body off, or it's just how many screws came with the loco when I bought it. But obviously we've got the body off, so we can see the circuit board in the middle, and we've obviously got all of the typical wires going to the lights, pickups and everything, and we've also got these two sort of connections here which go to the top headlights. And obviously we don't want to damage them, so we need to be really, really careful that we don't damage them, cut them or anything. And obviously in the middle here you can see this is the DTC chip that I've got fitted to the model temporarily, which is just a gauge master chip. And they're not incredibly good decoders in my opinion. The slow speed performance is pretty much non-existent with these chips, at least with the factory settings, but I have no idea which CVs I need to, they need programming to make it run well at low speed. But obviously we don't need this chip anymore, so we can very gently take it out, and there we go. We can put that to one side. Obviously the next thing we'll do is we'll grab the sound chip and we'll test to make sure it works. Just need to cut open this. Just use the don't need to use the screwdriver. You can use a little tool that I've got here. Take out that little knife, and then if we just cut down there, there we go. Put that to one side. And then we can open up the box. And there we go. So we just put the box to one side. And if we lift up the plastic, after we cut the sellotape, there we go. So we can then take off the plastic, and if we then grab the chip, be very, very careful that we don't damage anything. And I'll probably cut off these 3 wires here. I'll probably cut off because I'm not going to need them. So I think they're for things like stair lives and everything. But I'm not going to be fitting any of those to the loco. And then we can see we've got the standard sugar cube speaker, and it obviously comes with the normal speaker sort of enclosure pack. But obviously we're not going to be using the sugar cube speaker, so we can remove the speaker. But obviously first things first, is we're going to test the chip. I'm actually just going to cut off these extra wires first, because I'm not going to need them. You don't have to if you don't want to, but I always do with these sort of chips, because I never ever use them. So just using some tiny little scissors, and there we go. So you can put those wires to one side. Then obviously that's what we're left with. So next thing is we'll fit the chip to the loco. Obviously the speaker isn't going to work properly without the enclosure, but this will be fine for testing purposes. Just make sure all the pins are lined up. If we just push it in, and there we go. We just put this to one side. Put it there, that'll be fine. Obviously, the next thing to do is to test it. So I'll get everything plugged in, I'll turn the power on, get her on the track, and we'll see what the sound's like at the moment. Okay, so there we are, she's on the track, she's got power. I've got her lights on. If we just put her around there, you can see we've got the headlights on there and the tail lights there. So let's just test some of the sounds to make sure that the sounds work. Yeah, you probably couldn't hear that very well. If I try and put the camera down for you, if I try and hold the speaker in place so it's got more of an enclosure around it. So if I hold it like this, let's see if this improves it a bit better. Yeah, there we go. And another horn. And that doesn't want to do anything. Like, for some reason function 3 doesn't want to work. What about 4? No. Just make sure the chip's definitely in properly. Let's maybe we need the engine running to try it. So let's turn the engine on and see if we can then play the other functions then. It's probably very quiet for you. It is on. There we go. I'm not applying any power. I don't know if it does this automatically. There we go. I think it just does this automatically. And there we go. So let's see if we can play some of the other functions now. Yeah, there we go. Very good. Let's play some of the other sounds. Brilliant. So she definitely works, so we can turn the sound and everything off. Also, the next thing to do is to change the speaker. So I'll upgrade the speaker and everything, then we'll come back and see what it's like with the double iPhone speaker fitted. Okay, here we are. As you can see, the new speaker's been fitted, all the connections have been soldered and insulated with heat shrink sheathing. So the last thing to do is test her and make sure she works. So let's fire up the engine. Brilliant. Let's just test some of the horns. Brilliant. This is all working, so last thing to do is put the body back on I'll probably decrease the volume because it is very loud. But yeah, everything's working, so I'll see you in a second. Okay, there she is. I didn't actually need to change the volume. It wasn't actually as loud as I thought it was going to be once the body was back on. So I haven't changed any of the CVs, but all I need to do now really is change the loco's address. But apart from that, she's all ready to go. So the last thing to do is to start her up and just let her go off, let her go join the fleet as she is now. Because obviously I've had her for a little while, but just need to. But now it's just time to let her go and do her thing, and be good to finally have her performing how I've always imagined her. I really wanted her to, and everything. But yeah, let's start her up and let's see her go.